Hola a todos, vamos a empezar con el alfabeto. Let's get going a little bit with the alphabet, and hopefully we can get you some basic information that will help you as you're just starting the class so that you can feel like you're making forward progress, because I know how intimidating it can be at the beginning to start something new and we're not sure why this letter makes this sound, and it all seems sort of jumbled and unfamiliar. But that's why you're here, to make it make sense, and you'll get there. So let me help you, and we'll accomplish a lot together. All right, let's see what I wanted to tell you about this alphabet. It says generally, not always, but generally, there's a lot of similarity between the English alphabet and Spanish alphabet. So, T makes a T sound in both languages, right? O makes an O sound in both languages. So, it's not like you're learning some sort of alien language where nothing is similar at all. There's just a few things that you have to learn to say differently when you see it in Spanish than in English, than when you see it in English. So there's a little bit of work to do there, but it's doable. It's not too bad. Let's see. As we're studying the alphabet, it couldn't be more basic, right? We've got grammar and paragraphs, and then we've got sentences, and then we've got individual words, and the individual words are made up of these letters that represent sounds. I don't want anyone to feel like I'm sending you back to kindergarten or something like this, or that we're studying something that's just too basic. Right? Um, this is the most fundamental building block of what we're trying to do, is just say this letter says this sound in Spanish. Right? So that's very, very important to know. It might feel a little bit like, oh no, we're back in kindergarten, and it's time for Sesame Street or something like this, but you should not feel that way. Um, I'll show you something that I'm working on. Right, I can empathize being a new language student. Let me see if I can. Yeah, here we go. I have a Russian tutor, and it's taken me so long to figure out the Cyrillic alphabet. Like this is a Z sound, and B, it says like baza, so that's a vase. And some of them, I bet you know what a mama is. You know that one. But this is the F, the fota, fota, like a photograph. A kot is a cat. An uha is your ear, but an uha is fish soup. So this is just taking me forever. This says P. That's a batom. Um, it's really been kind of an experience, right? So I know what it feels like when you look at something it doesn't quite make sense. Fortunately, Spanish is going to have a whole lot more in common with what you're used to than Russian would, right? So you can do it. It's manageable. It's something that you can do. All right. What else did I think was important about this? One general rule: English, when we do our English letters, we love to say e after so many consonant names. Like, we say, well, this is the letter D, and then you have another letter and it's T, and you have another one P, G, Z, right? In Spanish, that sort of default, you're going to hear it all the time after the name of a letter is A, right? So in English, D. In Spanish, de. In English, T. In Spanish, te. In English, P. You already know, right? Pe. So just something to make it a little bit easier, a pattern that you'll see. Pe, de, te, right? Okay, so let's get going. Uh, you'll be able to see in any textbook the letters, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time here, although I'm happy to help you with absolutely anything. I think that so many letters, like the letter P, what sound does it make? It makes the sound P, as in Paul, pickle, papa, whatever it is. I want to talk about some of the sounds that may be slightly different, might be particularly useful, especially as you're beginning, so you know why the words are said the way they are. Let's start with vowels. A, E, I, O, U. How do you use these in Spanish? Fortunately, it's a lot like you do in English. There's not a great difference here. Okay? A. Let's start with that one. A says ah, says father. Ah. The good thing is it says ah 100% of the time. It never says apple. It never says ape. It's always ah, right? 100% of the time. It's ah. So maybe you went to a party and you took a stick and you broke a something father, a piñata, right? We don't have these crazy things like, well, if there's a vowel at the end, then this first one becomes a hard A and becomes a piñata. And no, it's just always that way. Makes it a little bit easier. Makes life a little simpler in Spanish than it does in English. E, right? Spanish doesn't do crazy things like this to you. Look at that. Can you imagine teaching someone English and they're very smart, they're very good students, and you say, Bob, Atty, an apple. Well, how would you? Well, it's silent. Why is it silent? Well, just remember it's silent. Okay, 8. Well, what? Why is it even there? It, Spanish doesn't do that to you. It doesn't do this to you either. Where if you put two of them together, well, now all of a sudden it's Jeep. Okay, and then for no reason at all, it's inexpensive, so it's cheap. Oh no, it's not like that. It's cheap. You know, don't worry. Okay, all the time, all the time. This is an E, as in egg. Every time. Doesn't matter if there's another vowel somewhere before it, afterwards, but if it's another vowels beside it, it doesn't matter. So you already have experienced this. Jose, egg, Jose. Mm-hmm. How do you say 11 in Spanish? Once, every time. Makes it pretty easy. What does this say? Maybe you have a friend named Maria, and that's what it says absolutely every time. Always E. The name of the letter is E. This is A, E. Those are the names of the letters and the sound they make. A, E. Maria. That big lizard that lives in the sand is an iguana. And then maybe on vacation you can go to Mexico. E. E. Always E. Never I. It's never sick, right? Never anything like that. Oh, E. Every time. E. O. The name of that letter is O. How do you say it? Go. Every time. go. Okay, so how do you say no in Spanish? No. It doesn't swing into that U sound like no. It's just no. Go. No. Right? Maybe you know someone named Gomez. Go. In English, we like to do all kinds of crazy things like an ostrich or something. Not ah. It's never ah. It's just always oh. Doesn't matter if it's next to another vowel or something like that. Nope. Never. Never does it matter. Right? So we've got a, e, o. This one. What's that? Glue. If you can remember glue, you're in great shape. Glue. Glue. Right? It's as in glue, it's never in unicorn. How it has that U. No, that's not. It's just ooh. Ooh. And you know this from words like uno. Uno. It's not you know, it's uno. Uno. And you've got it. Right? So, I'm trying to teach you the things first that seem to have the most utility to them, the ones that get you the farthest down the road. If, as you start to study Spanish and do your assignments, you just look for father, egg, Maria, go, and glue, that'll take you pretty far because Spanish is so consistent. You know, that is always a. It's never e. It's never e. This is always e. Now that might be confusing to you because you say, well, it's an e. Well, isn't that an e? Nope, that's an a. That will take some getting used to, but if you can remember 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letters in 5 words, you're pretty much there, right? And these things are going to start to make a lot of sense to you. Okay, so putting things in order of the most useful things to know about these sounds in literature scene, I would start with that. In all of Spanish, there are 4 silent vowels. There are 4 silent vowels, and they're all U's. So I'm going to say 4 silent U's. All right. So QUI doesn't say qui, like quick. It doesn't have that ooey sound. It sounds like this. Key. Right? Key. You might have heard of this word. You might not. It's a beginning class, right? Aquí. Aquí. Here means here. This location. So another one. That doesn't say que. It's the silent. The U is silent. Just so K. K as in you could think of it as like KAY, but I don't want you to think it's like it's like K. It's just K, the first part of it, and this is gonna be. So I'll write it 2 ways. You could think of it as a keg of beer without the G, K, or you could think of it as like a woman's name, K, as long as you don't hit that K, just K, right? And you might have heard somebody say, what do you mean? K. ¿Qué? ¿Qué? What? That's a Spanish word for what. Okay, another one. Remember, what are they? They're silent U's. Silent U. So, remembering my rules from above, what does that say? It says like gee, gee, gee. Guisantes, guisantes. So those are like peas. Guisantes, not guisantes, right? Guisantes, guisantes. All right, last one. I'm not trying to say something strange or be funny. This is just the sound it makes. G U E. G. Okay. G U is going to be silent, followed by a, egg. Okay, so what that says is gay, but not gay, right? It's gay, gay. And if you have a war in Spanish, you have a guerra, guerra, guerra. Okay, so this isn't, it's pretty much a page of information, but it's about as foundational as we could get. If you can remember when you're seeing your first words in Spanish, a, e, o, u, never a, never e with this letter, never ah with that one. Always, always a, e, o, u. And you look down here and you say, well, there are 4 exceptions. There are 4 silent vowels, and they're all used in these letter combinations. They're only silent when I see them in these 4 combinations. If it's before an I and after a Q, it doesn't say quick or quiet or something. It says Q-I, key, key, K, K, G, G, gay, gay, right? So, as you're starting with your assignments, if you'll keep this in mind and say, is it true? Can I always apply these to all the vowels? Test that out. Does it sound like the recordings? Does it sound like the exercises you're doing? Some of them will have audio. Does that always line up? It should. I think there might be maybe 1 in 1,000 chance it wouldn't. There are a couple tiny wrinkles to this that I haven't gone over, but if you've got your vowels, you've probably got most of it, and that's pretty much it. What do you do with the rest of the letters? For now, you probably just pronounce them like you do in English, right? Just pronounce them kind of like you do in English, but I'll be back with more videos to change that slightly and get good pronunciation and see all the good things that you can do. All right, so don't be afraid to reach out to me with any questions that you have. I'm here to help. We may not see each other, but if you get stuck, don't feel like you're stuck and your wheels are spinning and nothing's happening. Reach out to me and I'll be happy to help you with whatever you need. Hasta luego.